The 7-decade hostility between the United States and Iran is not the product of a single event or misunderstanding. Rather, it is a saga of shifting power, deep-seated grievances, and the relentless churn of geopolitical interests. The roots of this animosity stretch back to the early 20th century, when Iran's vast oil reserves caught the attention of Western powers, particularly Britain and later, the United States. Iran, with its strategic location and rich resources, was a coveted prize in the great game of global politics. By the mid-20th century, the stakes had risen. In 1951, Iranian Prime Minister Mohammad Mossadegh made a bold move. He nationalized the Anglo-Iranian Oil Company, striking at the heart of British economic interests and challenging the Western order. The decision was celebrated by Iranians but alarmed both London and Washington, who feared not only the loss of oil profits, but also the potential spread of Soviet influence during the tense days of the Cold War. The response was swift and secretive. In 1953, the CIA and British MI6 orchestrated Operation Ajax, a covert coup that overthrew Mossadegh and restored the Shah, Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, to power. The Shah's return marked a new era of U.S.-Iranian relations, defined by close political, military, and economic ties. American aid flowed into Iran, accompanied by advanced weapons and technology. But beneath the surface, discontent was simmering. The Shah's drive to modernize and westernize Iranian society alienated many traditionalists and religious leaders, while his authoritarian rule, enforced by the dreaded Savak secret police, bred resentment among students, clerics, and the working class. Political repression and economic inequality widened the gulf between the monarchy and its people. By the late 1970s, this disillusionment erupted into open revolt. The streets of Tehran and other cities filled with protesters demanding the Shah's ouster. In 1979, the Islamic Revolution swept the Shah from power, and Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini emerged as the leader of a new theocratic republic. The revolution was not just a rejection of monarchy, but also a repudiation of Western, particularly American, interference. To many Iranians, the United States had become synonymous with the Shah's brutality and the humiliation of foreign domination. The U.S. Embassy hostage crisis that followed, the seizure and 444-day detention of American diplomats, became the symbol of this rupture. But the roots of Iranian anger ran deeper, shaped by decades of foreign intervention and the trauma of lost sovereignty. The crisis hardened attitudes on both sides, setting the stage for decades of mutual suspicion. Throughout the 1980s, the United States and Iran found themselves on opposite sides of yet another conflict, the Iran-Iraq War. Washington's support for Saddam Hussein's Iraq, in the form of intelligence, weaponry, and diplomatic backing, deepened Iranian perceptions of American hostility. Meanwhile, America's steadfast support for Israel, ongoing economic sanctions, and military presence in the Persian Gulf only reinforced the sense of encirclement in Tehran. As the 21st century dawned, Iran's pursuit of nuclear technology became a new flashpoint. The United States, fearing the spread of nuclear weapons, led efforts to impose harsh sanctions and, at times, resorted to covert operations to sabotage Iran's nuclear program. The 2015 Iran nuclear deal offered hope for a diplomatic breakthrough, but its unraveling under the Trump administration rekindled animosities and brought the two countries perilously close to open conflict. Amid this enduring rivalry, both Iranian hardliners and American hawks have found utility in the conflict. In Iran, suspicion of the United States is leveraged to maintain internal control and justify authoritarian measures. In America, the specter of the Iranian threat underpins defense spending and nationalist rhetoric. Thus, the U.S.-Iran hostility persists, shaped by history, ideology, and the enduring quest for power and security.